Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti has a plan that he says will help solve racism in America. Well, it requires cutting up to $150 million from the police budget and putting it toward more social welfare and jobs programs in black communities. Now, Garcetti also said that failure to enact his grand designs would mean, quote, "We're going to continue being the killers that we are." My next guest, Jamie McBride, director of the Los Angeles Police Protective League, is just irate about that smear. Watch.
He is clearly unstable. He is more interested in his image and how he looked upon, as opposed to being a leader during these difficult times. Yesterday, he smeared every single police officer in Los Angeles and across the nation by calling us killers. That's offensive, it's wrong, and it's despicable.
Mr. McBride joins me now. Jamie, Mayor Garcetti said you were taking his remarks out of context, and that by killers he meant our collective burden on society, whatever the heck that means. What's your further response to his explanation?
I think it's quite clear what he meant, because he actually corrected it and said he didn't mean LAPD, he meant officers across the nation, which I think is even worse. Eric Garcetti has security detail on his residence to guard his family 24/7, his children. So he has killers guarding his children. That's how ridiculous this thing is. We have officers that were injured the last week and a half. One was shot. We had officers that had their heads fractured, the skull's fractured. They're in the hospital. And 1 minute, literally, he's praising us for our dedication and service. 2 days later, he's calling us killers. And there's something definitely wrong with Eric Garcetti. He has failed the leadership test. He is definitely unstable. And I think he needs to step back and do a self-reflect, because he just can't handle the stress of a big city like Los Angeles.
Well, he's focused on chasing people off beaches, apparently. That's easier duty for him. Here's what Congresswoman Karen Bass wants to do with the money, Jamie, that would be cut under this plan from the police budget. Watch.
Part of that cry is a desire for there to be significant higher investment in communities. Looking at why police are needed, what happens, what are the root causes of the problems in communities. And a lot of people feel when it comes to the defense budget, maybe that money could be used in different ways.
Jamie, sounds reasonable?
For one thing, you can't cut the police budget. There's too many things that are going to happen. The riots that we experienced the last 2 weeks, that's going to be an everyday occurrence. It's going to be like a Kurt Russell movie, Escape from Los Angeles. If you cut the budget, you're going to have a slower response time to respond to your 911 calls, because you're going to have fewer officers on the streets. If you cut the budget, you're going to have a slower investigations. Talk about reform. We're the #1 agency when it comes to reform. Well, part of being reformed is we've got to have training. In order to have training, we have to have a budget to make sure that we're within the reforming that they want us to be in. And let's go a little bit step further, Laura. Let's look a couple years ahead now. He wants to cut the budget. What's coming around the corner for Los Angeles? The World Cup. And beyond that, the Olympics. Now, in 1980-81, they had a mass hiring for police officers gearing up for the '83 Olympics. If he cuts the budget, we're going to be so far behind. I don't think it would be safe to have the World Cup here. I don't think it'd be safe to have the Olympics here.
Oh, I remember the '84 Olympics. I was there in California that summer. That was fun. But all I can say is, given what I saw in the footage in Santa Monica that the mainstream networks didn't play, if you missed that footage of what was being done to those businesses and those incredible people of all backgrounds, search around. You have to be your own investigative reporter to find it. But Jamie, we're going to follow this. Keep in touch with us, please. We're supporters of the police, and I know you guys have a very diverse police force as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Laura.
All right.